some experience at least last year together. We got into the room this time last year, and we didn't know much about the offense. We didn't know really about our identity as an offense, and it was a work in progress. It's been 365 days since then. We've been speaking the same language for as an offense for a year now, so we're getting more comfortable, and we're excited to see where this thing goes. In terms of 2020, I feel like it's up in the air. We're trying to control what we can control. Obviously, nobody in the entire world has a grasp on what we're going through right now, and it's tough times. But we're doing our best. With our Zoom meetings, we're doing our best with trying to get together, link up with our training in the off season, and do it in a safe manner. So, staying optimistic. Obviously, excited for the season. Hopefully, we get started on time.
All right, thanks, man.
Kyle Meinke.
Danny, thanks for your time. We talked to Matthew last week, and he was talking a little bit about your guys' workouts in California and in Atlanta. Just curious how those went, what kind of precautions you guys made with Corona. And I'm just curious, with the back, how he looked physically throwing the football.
Matthew looks great. I flew to Atlanta privately so I could, get there in safe manner. It was seamless. We got 4 great days in. I earned a new nickname, Uncle Danny, with his kids, and it was a great learning experience for me. And then we got to get out there. It was great weather. Got 3 or 4 days of great work in. And he looks strong. He's back. He's hungry, and he's ready to go. I know. He's going to continue to prepare. He has everything set up at his house where, it's basically like an extension of his facility. He's got a weight room and all the machines that you need to get your work done. So we got some great work in. Kenny Galladay's another player that I've been training with in our room, and he came down to Austin. We got some good work in here in Austin, and did it in a safe manner. So again, we want to get together and get as much work done as possible, but to stay safe is most important.
Mike Rothstein.
Yeah, hey Danny, how you doing? We haven't talked just since Tom actually went. Him leaving New England and what that might be for him in a new spot for the first time in decades.
Can you repeat yourself? I lost you at Tom. Right when you said Tom, I lost you.
Yeah, sorry, Danny. I'm just curious. Obviously, Tom Brady goes from New England to Tampa Bay. You were with Tom Brady for a while. Curious what you think of him leaving New England and what this experience might be for him going somewhere else.
Well, I mean, it's a new chapter for him. He's an ultimate competitor, so I know he's excited and he wants to win. Obviously, I'm sure he's doing what he can to stay clean and stay strong during the quarantine. And obviously, I wish him the best of luck.
Justin Rose.
Hey, Danny. Gotta ask you first and foremost, how's the yoga studio treating you and the yoga videos we saw out there?
Well, if you guys can tell, I'm actually getting set up for another round here when I get off the call with you guys. It's something that is fun, and you can do it at your house, so it's easy. And going to throw later today. Yoga is something that I value in my training purposes to maintain flexibility and pliability and strength, along with a lot of other things, Pilates, obviously all sorts of running and weight room lifts and stuff like that. So it's just a small tool.
Kind of on the piggyback of that, how have maybe you and other players that you've talked to changed your mentalities in this current situation training wise? These are probably things you do anyways, yoga and what you just talked about, but does the mental aspect have to change, that there isn't a facility that you're meeting teammates at, there isn't a you're doing Zoom meetings online. How has your mental approach changed to the offseason?
My mental approach really hasn't changed much. Obviously, the biggest thing that was the biggest hindrance in my training this quarantine has been the fact that my gym closed in Austin. So the only thing I really had to do was make my own weight room at my friend's house so I could get my work done in the weight room. Other than that, all my fields in Texas at least are open. Westlake High School is open. Lake Travis is open. I have a couple quarterbacks here live in the neighborhood that, I get together 3-4 times a week anyway. So that hasn't changed. Mentally, it really hasn't been too much of a struggle. The city of Austin has done a great job staying up to date with, all the codes and regulations with COVID. So our city is, it's been stress-free mentally on me. So other than that, it's the biggest thing I miss most and where I feel like we could progress as a team are these OTA practices. And I think we get 13, 14 of these in that 14 OTA practices that we'll miss leading into our training camp, which we can't get back. Obviously, I think that's going to be the toughest thing to get over.
Mike Stone.
Yes, Danny. How tough is it for certain guys to play with the former Patriots coach Slay? And Snacks had some derogatory things to say afterwards. You've been with them and without them in your career. Is it something that is just an acquired taste, or is there some special formula that certain people can deal with it and others can't?
I mean, I feel like, I personally, I can speak for myself. I can't speak for the time that Snacks had or the time that Slay had. Personally, the way I operate as a football player and the product that I put on the field, in relation to the business that I conduct, I want it to be as tough as possible in practice. So when I get into the games, it's not. I mean, I've been there before. I understand, what it feels like to be tired in a game because I was tired in practice, and I understand what my body can go through and how I can push my body mentally and physically. And that's something that personally I really relate to. That's something that I look for. I played this is my 6th NFL team in 13 seasons, and I played for all different types of coaches, all different types of offenses and methods. And so this is, Coach, what Coach Patricia has to offer is something that, I eagerly look for because I know that I'll get the best version of me. So in that regard, I can speak for myself.
Follow up on that, Gronk and Brady, do you think they're looking forward to having what they said, having fun for a change?
I'm sure. Well, Gronk's always having fun regardless. And I know that those guys are 2 good players and have a lot of experience together. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Thank you.
Larry Lage.
Danny, thanks for your time. Quick question. Who's been throwing to you in Texas? And can you just kind of share maybe how much you feel bad for the undrafted young guys who are not going to get the looks that they would normally get in OTAs or mini camps and those kind of things to show what they can do?
I definitely feel for those guys coming in as rookies, just as I do for seniors in high school. It's tough times right now. I mean, it's really unprecedented how unfortunate and how it's heartbreaking at times. I know if I was a senior in high school and I was a baseball player, I couldn't, I was banking on my senior year trying to get a scholarship or trying to make it. I mean, I won't get that opportunity. It's heartbreaking, but you know, that's, I mean, we're all under the same restrictions and guidelines here. And, you know, it's unfortunate. All we can do is stay positive, but I definitely feel for them. I've been training out here with Colt McCoy, Baker Mayfield. They live in my neighborhood.
Okay, we'll go 3 more questions, starting with Woody.
You hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Question is this. You talked about yoga, you do that for working out, but what about fun? I mean, there's not a lot of things guys can do for fun. I heard that Ragnar's picked up cooking. Is there anything that you've picked up that is like a hobby or fun or something you're spending more time with?
Don't tell Coach Patricia this, but I've been downhill mountain biking a lot. I like, here in Austin, Texas, we live in sort of rolling hill country. And I get on my mountain bike, just cruise the hills, get on the trails, nothing too advanced, but getting on the bike and staying active, staying fit, you know, seeing the city from a different aspect. I like to get on my mountain bike.
Tim Twentyman.
Hey, Danny, thanks for taking the time. You mentioned you worked out with Kenny. I know he really took to you as kind of a mentor last year when you came in. I'm just curious with what you saw last year and how he played and how you've watched him grow over the last year. Just where's is the sky the limit with this guy? How good do you think Kenny can be?
Kenny can be really good, and Kenny is really good. What I love about Kenny is that he's a dog, and he plays the game very physical, and he's a great teammate. And like you said, the sky's the limit for Kenny. It's just a matter of getting out there, getting years under his belt, getting experience under his belt, and what Kenny and I talk about now is, you know, we want to win. We want to get to the playoffs. We want to have a home playoff game at Ford Field. I tell him as much as I can, there's nothing like that feeling of winning for your city. And that's what we want to see the most. And that's what inspires us. That's what, you know, pushes us day in and day out, because we want to win for our club, for our city. And we want to represent Detroit. So he's working hard. I know he's in California now. We talked about getting together here the next week or two to try to, you know, again, pile up many reps, as much work as we can here in these tough times. So.
Okay, we'll go last question with Justin Rogers.
Hey, Dan, did you win that beer pong tournament?
I went to the Final Four, lost to the champion. So, I mean, second, third place, I don't know.
A rough start to the offseason. With a rookie like Quintez Cephas, a new guy in your room, in the current situation, are you doing anything in particular to, I guess, help get him acclimated and bring him along?
Q and I have spoken, and then we are in Zoom meetings together, trying to progress as a team. Obviously, I haven't been able to link up with him yet to run routes or to kind of, you know, pick his brain and see where he's at mentally, physically. And that's obviously that's part of what we're missing here and part of the frustration of quarantine. But hopefully get together with him soon and progress in that manner.